Hey everyone, this is TV Shores. It is 12:05 a.m. on February 28th, 2019. In the last video, we discussed the significance of what took place in New York with this vote that they had, with this new law that they brought in about legalizing abortion up to the baby's birthday. Okay, we know that there's been discussion of babies even being born and killed after birth. The reason I wanted to revisit this just for a moment is I just want to emphasize the significance of what this means. Like I said, we have been murdering babies in this country for decades. So abortion is not new to this country. But this late term, like we spoke, goes to understanding right here where it says, "And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born." This is about understanding where God's got us in His time, okay? This is also, I wanted to mention, about sacrificing our children. And if you notice, in so many ways in the world, there are so many attacks on the children. It's about Satan destroying what God created at as young an age as possible. Because if Satan can destroy the children, then God's creation is gone. Okay. We see all this kidnapping and child trafficking. Oh my goodness, there's so many things, and there's horrible things that I'm not even going to get into as to what happens with these late term babies, what they're used for, these late term abortion babies. I'm not even going to get into all that. That's beyond what I can deal with talking with right now. But what I want to focus on, if I can, I've been having some problems with my video, and so just bear with me, if you will, please. Okay, we were talking about Revelation 12, and the Lord was pointing out some things to me. Now, some of these things the Lord showed me 3-4 years ago, and actually back when, let's see if I can find it. Back when I was doing some videos, and some of you may remember, I was doing some videos entitled "Church, Do You Know Where Judgment Begins?" Because Scripture tells us that the church, let's see, I'm trying to think just how it's worded. I hate misquoting Scripture. That judgment begins in God's house. And then this was a series of videos that the Lord took me through and pointing out things that we in the church need to understand about what He expects of us where we fall short. Like this one, are you lacking? There are so many things the Lord had me to point out. Are you lacking in grace, peace, and hope? Well, if you are, there's a reason for it. Are you adding to your faith? We are supposed to be growing our faith, okay? Do you abound in these things? And there are certain things that we need to be abounding in. Let's see, this one is separation is taking place in the house of God. Okay, that brings me to some things I want to point out with Revelation 12. And, the Lord took me, as I went through this series of videos, I had a dream during that time about the separation in the church, a spiritual separation within the church, okay? He also took me to the parable of the wise and the foolish. Now, we saw in Sister Barbara's video that she had mentioned, her video is entitled The foolish virgins believed they were going with the bridegroom right up until the bridegroom came. They thought they were going and they didn't go. And see, that's something that people of the church need to understand. They are many that profess to be of the church, but they have not followed the Lord. And this is about following the Lord. I'm trying to find some notes that I had. Maybe we'll get to that later, but it's about us taking up our cross and following Him. It's about our hearts being surrendered to Him fully. Okay? When we get back over here, I'm going to stick on this for a minute where I had made all these videos. And we get to where it speaks about the wise and the foolish. The Lord showed me when He was having me do all these videos here and taking me through the scriptures. He showed me what I'm about to show you now. I thought I was going to share it then, but He never led me to do so. I'm being led because of our marker in time, okay? The marker in time. The Lord has led me back to sharing this because it was not to be, I was not to cover this until now, okay? There were two things that the Lord showed me that it was time. One was the title of Sister Barbara's video and what she was speaking out within it. Okay. And two is this right here. The Lord has showed me it's time for me to get into this. So that is why we are here now in Revelation 12. Now, He has not showed me every little I dotted and T crossed detail of Revelation 12. But what He has shown me, I know there are some that may understand this, and then there are some that do not understand this. I'm not here to debate any of this. I know in my heart what I feel the Lord has shown me, and I simply want to share it with you in hopes to be an encouragement to those who are awake and are watching. Be a wake-up call to those who are not. The Lord is very merciful, and He has a plan. I know I keep saying this, but it's like He wants me to reiterate again and again. He has a bigger plan of redemption than man has thought that He had, okay? And it is about bringing as many to Him as possible. We're His creation. He doesn't want us to perish, okay? But judgment and wrath must come. What was written in the Word must come. Okay, so we're going to start here with where it says, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. One thing the Lord, and I know if you've watched my channel for very long, you know, you've heard me say this before, that the Lord has shown me there is a physical and a spiritual to all things. Okay, the woman, what I have been shown, the woman represents Israel and the church. Physically, she represents Israel. The 12 crowns as we see the woman as Israel, the 12 crowns are the 12 tribes of Israel. That is where Israel came from, was these 12 tribes. Israel was brought about, birthed, so to speak, by these 12 tribes. That's why she is crowned. Israel is crowned with 12 stars because she was birthed through these 12 tribes, okay? Now, when we say crown, keep in mind, view it as like a baby being born, and it's crowning. That is the first part of knowing that the baby's coming, that the birth is taking place, is the crown. The crown is the first part, okay? The first part of bringing forth. So Israel was crowned with the 12 tribes, all right? And then we can clearly see that the church was crowned with the 12 disciples. They are what birthed the church, okay? It was, they were what came first, so to speak. The 12 tribes had to come to bring forth Israel. The 12 disciples had to come to bring forth the church. And it is about what is going to be brought forth now, okay? I'm already at 11 minutes. I'm wanting to keep these short, so I'm going to cut this off here and we'll get to the next one. I love y'all. Bye-bye.